I think the play date, I would call it a play date. The play-in, the play date, you know, all right, let's go out to eat. Let's meet up at this spot. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to a concert. Let's smoke some hookah. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you do, I think that's easy for me personally. I think I could make that magical. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if there was a Disney World for dating, I could be that. You know what I'm saying? But I think on the opposite end, I kind of don't want to have to continue to prove myself in a relationship. I don't want to have to keep that dopamine hit at all time high. Oh, happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, thank you.
Get a hug or what?
Yeah. Of course you get a hug.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you. These are pretty.
I'm glad you like them.
Yes.
I'm glad you like them.
I love flowers. I actually used to not be a flower girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
Because my logic behind it was they die.
Yeah.
And like that's the same reason why I don't do pets.
Well, I feel like it's a reminder of exactly what relationships are or could be, or everything in life. It's temporary.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Everything in life is temporary, so you got to enjoy the moment while you have it, and that's what flowers do to remind you of it. So.
Okay, I can get with that.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day. Welcome to the Perception is Key podcast. You already know what it is, man. I'm here with Liv, sparking off season 3. How you feeling today?
I feel amazing.
Yeah?
Yes, I do.
Look amazing.
I got flowers. Thank you. Thank you. Had to pop up with something new.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to spark that off and get that going for the beginning of season 3. So glad to have you here. Obviously, since it's a Valentine's Day special, we're going to speak a lot about love and its importance. And you know, it's subjectiveness depending on, where you stand, obviously.
It is for sure subjective.
Yeah.
Love is not a one size fits all.
Yeah. Would you say love is important to you?
Yes.
What's its important play in your life, and what is it like? How would you describe its importance? What is love to you?
Love is an array of different things for me. I think that love is important. The first thing that comes to mind when I think of love at this stage in my life is like comfort.
Okay.
Because of a lot of places that I feel uncomfortable, like places that I can feel safe and comfortable is like a place of love for me.
Okay.
So I didn't used to feel that way though. That wouldn't have been my answer a couple of years ago.
What's the difference between here and now?
I was once having a conversation like a long time ago with this guy, and I asked him what love was, or we were talking about what we thought love was, and at the time I didn't have any description. I just knew I knew how I felt, but he said love was sacrifice. And I kind of, like, when I started thinking about it, like, I liked that idea.
Yeah.
But, like, the way I would, quote, unquote, sacrifice for love is probably really unhealthy. So I kind of, like, recently had to dismantle that belief of, like, love being sacrifice. Love can encompass sacrifice, but love is like the foundational basis of it isn't sacrifice.
Yeah, I think love just has a whole bunch of different like connotations towards it. I think that love is just and to me, I feel like love is just a feeling. Mm-hmm. And I think feelings are fickle. I think if you think about feelings, like they're on and off, and I think because we have so much control over the way that we perceive things or the way that we take things, that we choose to love or we choose to have these feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Are you only speaking of like romantic relationships?
I'm speaking, I'm speaking all relationships, love in general.
So, would you say that you have fickle love for your daughter?
No, not at all.
So, do you think that there could be something in this lifetime that you could experience that would make you fickle in your love for your daughter?
Um,
Something that she could do?
of course,
Okay.
of course. I think that um, like love is a choice, right?
Mm-hmm.
She, my daughter could possibly be, and I'm not trying to wish this on her at all, but the worst person in the world at one point, and maybe do something to me
Mm-hmm.
to make me feel, upset
Mm-hmm.
about something, right? And I mean, like, just say like, let's go action hero movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll say, I raise my daughter and she becomes a superhero, and and I become a supervillain, and we're just fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we have this like hate for each other. That's why we're combative and we're fighting for it. But that's kind of like one of my points. Is like the exact opposite of love is hate. You know what I'm saying? It's the exact polar opposite. Once you stop loving somebody, you end up hating them.
I don't know. I kind of get into the Kanye feel about love versus hate.
Okay,
Like
talk about it.
I don't like when Kanye once said, he said that love and hate is the same emotion. The opposite of not loving something is not caring, and that to
Mm,
me is 100% accurate, because if I hate something, then I still have some sort of feeling for it, and to me, to
yeah,
have a feeling, negative or positive, to have an affinity for something is
right.
just, to me, I I mean, in the middle, love and hate. Like in the middle, it's something. So whatever that something is,
Yeah.
like, yeah,
But to get back to your question, I think no matter what my daughter does, or no matter who she becomes in her life,
you'll always love her, right?
because I'll choose to love her.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
that's not fickle though.
Well, it's a choice.
I understand, but that's not fickle. If you're saying that, like, despite who she becomes, that you're gonna love her regardless,
Yeah.
that's not fickle.
There's
But
level.
it's a choice. It's a choice.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
still a
choice.
choice.
It's a choice.
But it's still not fickle. You choose for it not to be fickle.
I
So like that's that's where I see love. Like
Okay.
the thing is like,
Deciding to choose that love.
yes, because the thing is, I've in the relationships that I've been in my past, the romantic relationships I've been in my past, um, every time I've had to walk away, I was in love.
Okay.
Like that's love wasn't the reason why I was leaving. Like,
Yeah.
I was I, I was one of those people where if like I wanted the relationship to be over, I would withdraw all the things that made this person love me.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't care.
Right. Like I said, it's a choice.
Yeah, it is. So I had to walk away
Okay.
with the still love in my heart, and still like, yeah, I love doesn't have to be fickle. Fickle humans are fickle. You're right,
Yeah.
but love doesn't have to be fickle.
Okay. Yeah. I feel you on that. Like, humans are fickle, which
Mm-hmm.
makes love difficult,
Absolutely.
but love is still a choice.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, man, those shoes look stupid as fuck," and you're just in the mall, you could choose to be angry. You could choose to react to it.
Mm-hmm.
You could choose not to,
Mm-hmm.
no matter how it makes you feel.
Mm-hmm.
But you choose the feeling that you wanted to ascribe to. And I feel like sometimes when we get into these relationships, whether it's, I think family members are a prime example. Because when you love your family members, it's usually by association, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, you choose to love them even though you're not going to be around them, or you're not going to spend as much time as you would in like a romantic relationship
Mm-hmm.
or a child.
Mm-hmm.
But you still choose to love them.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. But like, what? How would you describe love, though? Like, how would you describe it? Like, when I say comfort, like, I'm thinking comfort.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like when I say I love, certain people, it's like loving you despite your faults. Like people always,
Right.
I think like when people pick like partners, they list off all of the things that they want. And like when I look at like romantic relationships, I like do it in reverse. I'm like, what can I tolerate? Like at the end of the day, I feel like most humans got the same drawing board of what
Right.
they want in a romantic relationship. It's like, what can I give grace to? What can I um what can I be annoyed and still look and be like, but I'll still do anything for you. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
that's
I feel like people stray so far from the basics. You know what I mean? And what they want from a partner, that they have to have all these like materialistic and superficial things that the reason why they choose a partner. But I feel you on that one. Like looking at the things that, and I feel like that comes from experience. You don't know what you don't want until you've experienced it. You don't think so? Or witness somebody else's experience. You don't feel so?
I don't have to get punched in the face. No, I don't want to get punched in the face.
But how many people have you seen get punched in the face?
In person? None.
In general, in TV, whatever.
That's TV. It's not real.
You still witnessed it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem real to me.
I mean, how many people you think seen O.J. Simpson trying to realize, yo, I can't stab my wife?
Let me tell you something.
You know what I mean?
Let me tell you something. I don't have to witness a stabbing to know I don't want to be stabbed.
100%. But you understand what it is. But on the smaller things where it's like, well, I didn't know I didn't want to do that, leaves hair all over the sink until you experienced it. Or I didn't know I didn't want to do that, just leaves plates everywhere in the house.
That's trivial. Like those I know that they're like little things, but those things are trivial. Those things, though, the couple things you mentioned are things that people will love past.
Yeah.
Like, I think it goes into other traits.
Okay, we'll speak on those traits.
Oh, having a whole bunch of kids.
What's wrong with kids?
I didn't say nothing was wrong with kids. I said having a bunch of them.
What's wrong with having a bunch of them?
Can you afford them?
What if they can?
Can you afford to make space and time for a partner and still do that when you have a bunch of kids?
Yeah, well, when are you gonna like make time for that person? You know what I'm saying? Like why is it always? I think that's the issue with most relationships. It's always one side. It's like, you gonna have time for me. No, man, have time for yourself. And then we meet at the end.
I have time for myself all the time, but I'm not dating a man with 6 kids. Like, I'm not doing it. Like, especially depending on the age range. Okay. Like,
is that your number 6?
My number is actually more than me. Okay. Can't have more than me.
You got 2 kids?
Who got 2 kids?
I'm saying if you got, you said more. You didn't say.
I don't want you to have more than me.
Okay, so one kid is it. Fellas, if you you're interested, don't hit that inbox.
Don't hit it.
Don't hit it if you got 2 kids or more. How about all right, what if they got 2 kids, same baby mom? What's that mean?
Can you afford your kids?
Who can't afford 2 kids?
A lot of people.
So they just got to make money. You got to be a provider, fellas.
No, you have to be able to take care of yourself. I think that's all I'm saying. I don't think that...
Here's another perspective, too. All right.
Like, I'm trying to be nice.
The kids.
I'm trying to be nice.
Because I love people with kids. I understand that kids are a part of life, and I love children in general, and I know you do too.
I do too. I love children. I love children, but when it comes to like my dating, in my dating life, like it would have to, the structure of like what you would have to have together for me to date a man with a whole bunch of kids, and then on top of that, you still gotta want more kids. I want more kids
for sure.
So, if you got 6 kids, you might not want more kids.
Yeah.
Like. So,
or you might want more because like you love kids that much that you have 6 kids, or you're just irresponsible, man. Pull out.
I was thinking.
Pull out.
I met this guy at Kroger's.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah, no, seriously. I met this guy at Kroger's, and he was like, he like when he came up to speak to me, it was like real good chemistry. We were talking and everything. It was really good, like really good energy. And I was just like, it's something up with this guy. And I was like, how old you are? How old are you? Excuse me.
How old you are?
How old you are? I know, right? How old are you? I feel like he said he was like 36 or 37.
That's a good age.
And then I was just like, how many kids you got? He was like, oh, why you gotta go and ruin the conversation?
That was the first question you asked him?
I asked him right there at Kroger's how many kids he got. Nah, because the conversation, we were standing in Kroger's talking for about 15 minutes.
What were you wearing?
I don't remember. I always look good.
You put that shit on?
I always put that shit on. I don't know why you asked me that. I mean, what?
That's what I was asking.
Say what? I don't know, but I just, he was a good looking guy. And he was like, I got 6 kids, 4 different mothers. And I was just like,
okay. That's a bit much.
And I said, mentality is everything. And this is what made me like never want to speak to him again. Cause it wasn't even women give passes, man.
Yeah.
Like, the conversation was good. I probably would have entertained a date.
Right.
Okay. But this is what made me not entertain the date. He got 6 kids, 4 baby mothers. And I was like, Jesus. And he was just like, I take care of all my kids in this, that, and the third. So, okay. I said, you want more children? He was like, oh, no, it's already written. I'm going to have more kids. So I was just like, well, why you say that? He was just like, my dad had a whole bunch of kids, and his grandfather had a whole bunch of kids. His father had a whole bunch of kids. He was like, it's just in our lineage. We're just going to have a whole bunch of kids. It's like, it's what's going to happen. And I was just like, what do you mean it's just going to happen? He was just like, he literally was like, I don't have a say. Like, I don't have a say. It's already written. And I was just, to me, that whole statement just lacks so much accountability of like, oh no, like, I don't have to worry about this because it's just going to happen. Like, no, you don't just have kids, man. Like, you don't just pop out babies. And by 4 different women? Yeah. That's a lot, man. Yeah, the mentality is what tapped me out. I was like, oh, this is a man that's going to blame whatever he does based on it was already written. I didn't have any say so. It was already going to happen. Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, what you mean I cheated, man? That was already
It was already written, yeah.
Man, y'all fellas need to take notes.
Yay. Shut up. Because I was like, no. Yeah, that's what took me right up out of the game with him.
Yeah. So. All right, so another thing that I was trying to talk about, so like we were just talking about love, and the opposite is hate, obviously. I mean, I know what you said earlier. You
don't agree?
I mean...
Do you think obsession is love?
No.
No matter on what side of the spectrum it is?
No, I don't think obsession is love.
What do you think obsession is?
It's a good question. You want to Google it?
I got you.
Let's go to, what's the definition of obsession? The state of being obsessed with someone or something. Idea or thought that continually preoccupies or intimidates on a person's mind. Intrudes a person's mind. So why is that thought intruding your mind?
Could be an array of different reasons.
That's where we gotta get down to the bottom of it. Obsession, I don't feel like it's love. I feel like it's I obsess over things, but it doesn't mean I love them. It's just like, you ever get so my personality type is this. Is say like there's something that I want to accomplish. I won't stop until I get it done. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like the night I was hitting you up about me doing my brakes. I had a big problem. I didn't care. I was not gonna stop until I got that thing done, no matter what. I broke tools, whatever I had to do to get them brakes done. I need new calipers, man. But I made it work. You know what I'm saying? I went to hell through that thing. I was obsessed about getting that shit done. But now that I gotten past it, and it's not something that's on my forefront of my mind, maybe a new thing comes into play. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a new hobby comes up. Maybe something that takes care of that obsession where you're not thinking about it as much. Mm-hmm. Then it doesn't become an obsession anymore.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
No. I don't think love and hate are the same. I think they're the same thing. Yeah, exactly.
Love and hate is the same thing?
I think they're the exact same thing.
So this is one thing that I've always talked about recently, and this is just because of my personal experience. But when you stop talking to somebody, mm-hmm. and you're still close on social media, like you're still like friends on social media.
Y'all do that?
That's another bag. That's another bag we gotta dig into.
Y'all do that? Oh, okay. All right.
What don't you do?
I mean, if I'm done talking to somebody, I want to forget about you. That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
She's a blocker.
I am a blocker. But that's just a peace protector, man. Like, you are not supposed to have access to people for the rest of your life.
Right.
You are not supposed to maintain these relationships, these breakups, these friendship breakups. Like, you're not supposed to keep all these relationships throughout your life. And I think social media makes it very accessible. And I don't subscribe to none of that. You know,
Yeah.
once our friendship is done, I don't want to see your page. I don't care about what you're doing. Once the relationship's over, I don't care what you're like. I want to.
I mean, I feel that, but I feel like genuinely, if you genuinely had feelings for somebody and you were in a relationship or you were in a friendship, just because something broke it off or changed the direction of it, doesn't mean you can't be supportive or be in an individual's life. But I do feel like when the conditions have changed and you start to change, because that was a conditional relationship, obviously. I think you have to get value from your relationships, regardless of what it is. It doesn't have to be something super huge or something super small, but you do have to get value from your relationships. But if I feel like it's harder for you to not watch somebody's stories when you see their icon pop up in your feed that the story they posted a story, than it is to actually just watch it.
So the thing is with me, and I don't think a lot of people know this about me, but I'm really emotional. Internally, like really emotional. So, if I'm not talking to you, if we're not maintaining a relationship, I don't care to miss you. I, I'm 35. I have at least 60 more years on this planet, and I'd like to do it in the most like healthy space, and having people that I love, because I told somebody one time, like, once I stop loving you, I'll love you no more. I think when I love somebody, I love them forever from the capacity of where I love them. But I don't want to keep reliving not having you. Like, I'm not that, like, friendships, romantic. I don't want to remember. I don't care to remember. Like, I have to walk this life, and I don't want to have all of these memories of these people that I don't have access to anymore, especially if I really love them.
Right.
Like, that hurts. I am really, and I don't show that a lot, but it really does hurt, and it really does bother me. But I understand that that's life. So, like, the healthy space of that for me is just to remove it, because the thing is they say depression's up, they say anxiety's up. We say, like, why do you think all of that is? Right. I think it is access to way too much information. I think having an Apple Watch, this might be light for other people, but people always ask me why I don't have an Apple Watch. I said, because I don't need all the information at my fingertips. Like, I need the space to just be.
To disconnect a little bit.
100%. When people say, oh, it feels like I didn't work out today because I didn't have my watch on, I wish I would discredit my whole workout because I didn't have a stupid watch on.
To track it.
Like, that sounds insane to me. I beat my ass at the gym. I'm not about to discredit it just because my Apple Watch didn't track it. That sounds insane. And I think that things like that, pile on. Yeah. That's trivial.
You start living your whole life around documentation of what you're doing.
Yeah, and I think that's because of, technology advancement and social media. So, like, when I think about my past relationships, friendships, romantic, whatever, I don't want to... when I get the little hit at a certain point where I got to tell a story, and I'm like, oh, let me tell this story of this, and, and I get to relive a moment, I like to relive it that way. I don't want to, be scrolling social media, see a status, and then, oh my God, think about this, and because I'm an overthinker, like, so that's me. That's me. I know that I'm alone in that feeling because I'd be on the other side of people hitting me back up, and I just feel like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Let me go.
No, I feel that.
So
too.
It's just a healthy space I'm trying to maintain.
I get it. I think the healthier portion of that is being able to see that person's status and not give a damn.
Ugh. All right, y'all have fun with that. I'm not
Anyways,
doing it.
but like yeah, but I mean, I talked about like I said, love being an extreme feeling, and then hate being the opposite extreme feeling.
I ain't got no drink.
Oh, you said I thought you said you was chilling. You want a drink?
I want something to drink. I ain't got nothing to sip on.
What you want to drink? You want another? You want an old fashioned?
You gonna make me one? You gonna make me one like you made it? Because that one looked fire.
Yeah, I got you. Making me an old fashioned. You know what I mean? I'm no professional. But we're going to try this out. You know what I'm saying? I make a couple of old fashions, man. A lot of people say that I'm a Mr. Mixologist. I've gotten that, what you call, that title, the mixologist. I'm always mixing and mastering something. I think I've been called Mix Master Dex. What else have been called? Yeah. Anyways, it's a fair thing. Actually, that's not what I wanted to do. We're going to start with an orange peel or orange piece of orange. I'm going to add in some simple syrup. There we go. Bitters. I do 5 because I like my shit a little bittery. And then on top of that, we're gonna do some whiskey. I'm doing wild turkey. I mean, be judgmental if you want, but I like the kicking chicken. That's what they call it. I'm gonna do 2 ounces. Actually, I'm gonna do 3 because I'm gangster. Or 2.5. 2.5 of that kicking chicken. And then from there we'll add some ice. Take your stir it and stir it up. Next time I'll get big, chunky glass ice so you can see right through it. But this is what we're going to do for now. Add your strainer. Marciano cherry. Can I get one? And just because I'm loving that cherry flavor, I'm going to grab a little bit of cherry juice. Top that in there. Mix that up real nice. All right, some cool parts that you got to do too, man. You got to get those citrus notes popping. So I'm going to take this orange and peel. Let's see how safe I can do it. I don't know how y'all feel, but supposed to slap it. A little twist. You felt that citrus? And then bam. And that's what you call an old fashioned. Cheers, big ears.
That looks good.
I know you like the way it looks. All right. Hopefully all my bartender friends will be happy about this one. But, well, that's for you.
Yay. Thank you.
Of course.
Look, this fire.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you send that to me, please. Download it. Send it to me. Download it. Send it to me.
Got you.
You get jiggy with that, or it's too strong?
No, that's good. So can I ask you a love question?
Please do.
How do you like to be loved?
This is a really difficult way of answering this that I probably never share with a lot of people. I kind of always feel like I got to answer for everything.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the complete honest way. I don't know how I want to be loved. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of just like figuring out how people interact with me and share time with me and be around me. And I'm trying to figure that out on my own. I think I won't know until somebody presents it to me. I thought I had a really good idea of how I wanted to be loved, and then I realized that um, it's not like a one piece fits all puzzle. It's not something that you can put a gauge on or put a level on or a limiter on. You know what I'm saying? I think the way that I want to be loved is I just want somebody. I don't know if I could answer that question. I just want somebody to just understand who I am and realize that even in my imperfections, that I just they could see through all of the stuff that I present and realize that I just have a strong heart and just appreciate me for that. I just kind of want to just be appreciated for who I am. I think that's the best part about love, and I think a lot of people try to push you into a place where they want you to be, and who they want you to be, and I just want people to just somebody to just take me for who I am, just appreciate me, and then realize that I can't always be there for you, even though I want to be there for you, but that if I can be there for you, that they trust that I would drop everything for them. So the same way, I just want to be understood. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's a good way to answer the question or not.
No, it's a beautiful way to answer the question. That's a beautiful way to answer the question. I think that those are things that most people want.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think it's hard to find?
I do. I think the play date. I would call it a play date. The play-in, the play date. All right, let's go out to eat. Let's meet up at this spot. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to a concert. Let's smoke some hookah. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you do, I think that's easy for me personally. I think I could make that magical. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if there was a Disney World for dating, I could be that. You know what I'm saying? But I think on the opposite end, I kind of don't want to have to continue to prove myself in a relationship. I don't want to have to keep that dopamine hit at all time high. You know what I'm saying? I kind of want to just be able to be level and just be myself and not always have to be questioned about the way I'm doing things.
So, do you tend to, like, when you date, do you tend to, like, go for the high in the initial beginning?
Yeah, 100%.
Why?
I'm a hopeless romantic. Like, I'm planning out the next 6 months for us as soon as we start dating, and if everything feels good. Obviously, you got to pass some tests. Like, I don't have like a Scantron sheet where you got to fill out or nothing like that, but like you got to pass some tests to where like the vibe test, you know what I mean? And if everything works out and I feel comfortable, then yeah, I'm planning the next 6 months out. We going here. You got your passport. You know what I'm saying? I want to do a couple. I'm trying to be the one on the balcony. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be the one sitting in front of the ocean watching the waves crash with my girl just right beside me. You know what I'm saying? That's me. I'm all about it. I'm not a player the way everybody probably thinks I am. I can be, but I just I wanna have that feeling of belonging to somebody, but also not being somebody's property. You know.
No, I totally relate to that. Every time I tell somebody, like, that I don't mind belonging to somebody, they think it sounds insane. I'm like, no, I'm out here. Ain't nobody worried about my I'm worried about my responsibilities. Right. And I ain't nobody's responsibility. I'm out here willy-nilly.
Yeah, claim me. You heard? Claim me.
Don't claim me. Keep your mouth quiet. No, be quiet.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing.
I'm me, I like to drink, baby. I'm about to make another drink for myself.
Do your thing.
Do you feel like love has different levels though?
Yes, but not the way I love.
Okay.
Not the way I love.
So the same way you love your friends, the same way you love your significant other, the same way you love your significant other, the same way you love your son, same way you love your son, is the same way you would love your mother?
I think the capacity is the same.
Okay.
The things that come with it do vary though.
Okay.
So
Like
you know.
the willingness of what you will do for somebody. I don't feel like love has to do with that though.
Yeah, so no, I love. So I think because when I say I love people deeply, like I love people deeply, like that's why I don't want to. I want to forget you when it's over.
Yeah.
It's because even if you've done me wrong, like I miss people who do me wrong, who've done me wrong, like you know.
Yeah.
And I think that I don't like that. Like I want to. I'm one of those people that know that I have so much more life to live, so many more people to meet, so many things to experience. I'm not interested in getting hung up on the past.
Okay.
So like that's like it sounds heartless to a lot of people. Like it's so funny because when I talk about this with guys that I deal with, you know, when we're on our way out, it's this like you're not gonna forget about me. I'm like, watch, watch this. Watch me go into Facebook and delete every story that was ever in there.
Bro, that is crazy.
I've done it. I've done it. Oh yeah, I've done it. But I did that because I'm gonna tell you a story. This one morning I woke up, was feeling great. Went into my Instagram app. And I rarely go into my archives, but this one morning I went into the archives. And when I went to the archives, it was an old video of me and my ex-boyfriend, like in this hotel that I gotten for us for his birthday and this whole thing. And it was just memories of that. And I had been broken up with him. Like it had been over. I hadn't spoken to him. And now I'm in my bed in tears, distraught, like, you know, hurt by this. And before this I had a good day. Social media could have kept that shit. Like so when that day happened, I just went back and I just deleted every story that was in the archive because I did not want that to happen again. Like that's not cool. Like when I remember things on my own, that's fine. To force these old memories of people I don't fuck with no more, people I don't talk to no more, people like I'm not interested. I'm just not interested just because call me emotional. I'm just that emotional. So yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking like, man, like if you ever are with somebody and they don't take pictures of you, I'll be thinking, is that a past trauma because they don't want them Snapchat memories to come up?
That's me.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like take a picture with me. You know what I'm saying? Like let's do it. Like these are memories that we are creating. And like I said, that's why I feel like everything is so temporary. When I gave you the flowers, it's like everything is so temporary. So like, when things end,
the flowers are temporary. The gestures forever.
Oh, that's for sure. That's for sure. But I don't know if the gesture's forever. If when we stop being friends, if that ever happens, you take down all the memories. You know what I'm saying?
No, what I'm telling you is. So what I'm saying is that. When I choose to remember you on my own, okay, that's when I want to remember you.
The good times.
Yes.
Okay.
So if let's say we fall out, we stop being friends and all of this stuff, you know, and I'm out and about having a good time talking about somebody and I see somebody or I'm talking to somebody and they say something about perception. I'm like, oh, I just had this perception. Like, that's when I want to remember you.
Okay.
I don't want this... This, first of all, if I still follow you, this incessant reminder that we not talking. Yeah. Like, I don't want this incessant reminder. Yeah. Like, I am the queen of mute. The queen. I love mute. Instagram made mute for me. Because, yeah, I mute everybody. Once I get annoyed, mute. I don't care. I love it. But yeah, I want to remember you on my own in those moments. Like, you know, I was married. I have happy moments that I remember of my ex-husband, but it's when it comes into my mind. I'm not scrolling my I hate it. I hate that. Yeah. Hate going back into my old story.
Speaking of happiness, what's more important to you, love or happiness?
Love or happiness? Happiness, but that's because happiness is created by me. Like I don't put anybody else in charge of my happiness.
I'm glad you said that.
I also think that that's not a common consensus. Like, I think that a lot of people
Feel that
like
love brings happiness.
that, and they expect you to, like, I know a lot of times people are like, I can't make you happy, you make yourself happy. But I think also people like to make other people happy.
Yeah.
So they like to fill that void, and if they can't fill that void, they feel insignificant. And then I've dated guys, and I was like, I want you to know, like, I want you to know that, like, I've created and cultivated a life that I love.
Right.
I have a job that I love. I have people around me that I love. I do things that I love. So you being here is a complete and total option. I am not going to forever need anybody on this planet except for myself. And I have a son. I have a 15-year-old, and it's the same, you know. I'm going to always love people.
Yeah.
But happiness is what's going to keep me wanting to be here.
Yeah.
I've never experienced severe levels of depression, so I can't relate, so I won't speak on that.
Right.
But I know that when I make the happiness the forefront. See, the thing is when you were speaking about, like, love and, being on the highest dopamine hit, I like to get my dopamine hits from the very basic things. And I think that you do that by actually stopping enjoying things. So I can go get my Burger King coffee for $2 and, like, love it to death. I love it. I love Burger King coffee, but, like, that's my dopamine. Like, it's not on this high level of something hard to maintain. It's a $2 coffee. Like, I
got a dopamine hit from this place that I go, like, after work on Fridays, and I just grab 2 tacos. Mm-hmm. I just sit in the parking lot. Mm-hmm. And you just enjoy it. Yeah, I just take my time.
Yeah.
I got nothing else to do.
So that's why I said when, like, when you spoke of, like, that being the problem, like, but I think that's because social media creates this thing that, like, if you're not doing this, if you're not going on trips, if you're not always on the beach, if you're not always doing this, if you're not this, you just can't be happy. It's like, no, like, the simple things make people happy.
Right.
Like, you have to learn how to enjoy the simple things. And I think that especially sometimes when you have easy access to the simple things, you forget how much you love it. Yeah. Like, but I don't live like that. So
overstimulation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But at the same time, you can be overstimulated and still slow down enough to enjoy it.
Right.
I had a period of time where I had that iced coffee for 3 months straight,
and
like every day. Every day.
Was it getting tiring?
No, I just honestly budget. Like, I look at my money, like, in the $2 coffee is nothing. But like, the $2 coffee with my morning coffee with this, like, so I gotta learn to, like, maybe 3 times a week or 2 times a week, just, kind of that kind of thing. But, I think when you I think there's nothing wrong with having high standards, but you should have acceptable expectations. Have your high standards, but, like, be open to receive whatever it is on whatever level that you're going to receive.
Yeah.
So, happiness over love for sure.
Okay.
But that's because happiness is cultivated by me, and I can give love. Okay. So, yeah. What about you?
Same.
Oh, okay.
Happiness over love, man. Like, I'm all about love, but if, like, me loving you makes me unhappy, that's something I gotta figure out. You know what I'm saying, on my own. I think part of
that's a nice way of saying we breaking up.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So. Mm-hmm. I'm just navigating and figuring things out little bit by little bit, man. I think the older we get, the more in tune we are with those type of things, the better we get at it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's all it is. That's all it is. Also, in relationships, right? Mm-hmm. This is a big thing that everybody likes to do when they're in a relationship.
What?
They like to have sex. So let me ask you a question. What's the importance of sex in a relationship for you? Like, is it high, or is it just... Are you a sexual deviant?
Am I a sexual deviant?
For the people out there wondering.
I mean, sure. Yeah, I like sex. Everybody likes sex.
I agree.
Uh,
Hopefully.
if you don't like sex, you're not doing it right.
It's a song
Sorry.
that says that. I'm trying to figure that one out.
I don't know, but I know that. I know that if you don't like sex, I remember. I got friends that are like, I don't like head. I'm like, it's because you ain't got it done right. I don't like it either when it's done wrong. Sorry.
Nah, you good.
Sorry. Just.
I feel you.
But for me, sex in specifically in the relationship is highly important because I always say I'm good at like conflict resolution in relationships. I don't think that's the problem. I think that dropping the attitude be my problem, and I think that's where sex comes into play.
Is that an ego thing why you can't drop the attitude?
No, I just don't. I need you to make me feel better so I can feel better.
Sexually?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I need you to make me feel better so I can feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, I forgive you. Now, come make me forgive you.
I said gangster.
I'm sorry. I've always said that. Like, heard people like, yeah, I'd be in a relationship. Could you be in a relationship if sex was horrible?
Could you? Or you
I'm asking
me?
you.
Honestly, I think it's different for guys. I don't really like. I've been in long-term relationships with horrible sex. You know what I'm saying? I don't think.
And you're not a cheater.
I'm not a cheater at all. No, that's one of my big things that I know a lot of, like, I have a lot of friends and a lot of them are like habitual cheaters.
Yeah, habitual cheat. Most guys cheat. And
most guys do, and it's just me. I'm not. There was a thing that happened with my parents' relationship that kind of like made me. I think that's what have me with that attitude towards like cheating. Mm-hmm. And when people do it, I'm not like.
You ain't judging. I don't judge either.
I'm not mad at them. I just, at the end of the day, it's just
not my cup of tea.
It's not for me. I'm not a cheater.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not a cheater either. Like, and I'm just not a cheater because I just complications. Yeah, man. I just keep it simple.
It's a lot of freaking work.
It is for me. It would be for me.
Yeah.
Because I know that I'm emotional, so I know that I'm gonna want the romantic relationship and all this other stuff. And
yeah.
So like.
You can't just shut it off. You can't hit that switch, that kill switch.
Not me.
But why would you say a woman cheats? Like, speaking of a normal woman.
So, and also let me say, I've never physically cheated. I think everybody cheats to some degree, maybe an inappropriate conversation or something like that. Yeah, but I've never physically cheated.
Okay, so like flirting.
Talking to people you ain't got no business talking to. So like entertaining old conversations with other old people that you know that you ain't supposed to be talking to. What did you even ask me? Pride.
Yeah. Hold on.
Like, you don't even know. And anyway, so